Hey everyone, Guard Leaf here. How's everyone doing? This is my second attempt at this video because the first one I forgot to put on my mic. So yeah, I'm kind of forgetful. But I'm coming to you from the base of the KL Tower. And this is one of the tourist attractions here in Malaysia. Everyone knows of the Petronas Towers, but I don't think the KL Tower is well known, or as well known as the Twin Towers. So, but I'm gonna do a bit of a walk-talk video. I do want to thank the community for the comments in my last walk and talk video, because I guess I said something in my video where I was like, you know, somebody says that my walk and talk videos don't provide value, and the community stepped in. So I really appreciate that. And, you know, it gives me more confidence to keep going with these videos. So this video though, as I'm walking anyways, I figure I might as well do these videos as well and show, you know, everybody Kuala Lumpur. And eventually I'll get back home to Vancouver and start doing some walk and talk videos. I would love to do a walk and talk video around Stanley Park right now, or Falls Creek, but that'll have to wait till probably September when I come back home to visit. But in the meantime, I wanted to create this video because I received an email. I get lots of emails. I mean, you guys should see, I'm probably at about maybe, I don't know, 400 or 500 unread messages now, but I do appreciate everyone that's sending in their emails. I obviously can't get to all of them all the time, so, but I did catch one that basically, if I'm paraphrasing, the guy's first statement was basically saying, why are you guys so riled up about the 51st state stuff? You know, Taco Tuesday's not going to do it. He's just doing this to rile you guys up. And you know, I didn't reply. I mean, if the guys, if you sent me that email and you're watching right now, I guess this is going to be your reply. But there's a reason why people are riled up about this, and you know, I don't know where you're from, whether you're a Canadian or you know, from the U.S., but that doesn't really matter. It's a statement's a statement. But why do we get so riled up about the 51st statement? And I have to ask a genuine question. Oh, hey. This is what you can actually do at the very top of the KL Tower. There's an observation deck in case anybody wants to take a look at it if they're visiting Kuala Lumpur. Sorry, I do tend to get sidetracked. And here's another view of the tower. So, but yeah, why do we get riled up about it? I mean, you got to think about it this way. I mean, if you have a next door neighbor and, you know, things have been okay, although, you know, the next door neighbor rarely helps you out, and, you know, you help him to shovel the snow on his sidewalk, and you help him to bring in his garbage cans for him after, you know, just typical stuff that, you know, I used to do as a kid. I used to help my neighbor shovel their snow. You know, well, obviously in Vancouver, we never got a lot. But whenever he did, we'd always have to shovel the sidewalk. And, you know, I shoveled our half and I shoveled theirs. And it's just something you do for your neighbors, right? And he'd do the same for us as well. So I guess, you know, I was raised up on, you know, what you do for your neighbors. But with the United States, I mean, obviously, I would consider, if I use that analogy, I would consider them rarely even caring about our sidewalk or helping us on our side. But yeah, like having that as a next door neighbor, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, you know, the new owner comes in and basically says, "I want your house." Wouldn't that make you kind of go WTF and like, what the hell? What do you mean you want my house, right? No, obviously, like we're supposed to be friends. I mean, we help you along the way. We help you with you know, the stuff that you need in emergencies. And now you want to take over my house. Well, that's the way I see it, and that's how I feel the 51st state stuff is. So, to this viewer that sent me an email, why are we so riled up about it? I mean, who knows? I mean, it's more the gesture and the fact that he said this. Even if nothing happens, even if, you know, let's say we get like someone like a Democratic president come in and, you know, everything kind of goes somewhat back to normal. we're going to know that this household wanted to take over our household. But even if nothing happens, let's say, for example, yeah, like I said, if nothing happens, it's still the, what's the word? Not the intent. Well, I guess it is the intent. The intent and insinuation that they want to take us over is something that it shouldn't happen. I mean, to this guy that sent me an email, what if your next door neighbor knocked on your door one day and says, hey, give me your house? I mean, wouldn't you be pissed off? So that's a big thing right there. And it's not, I mean, let me compare that analogy again. I mean, let's say that your next door neighbor, you know, let's just say he's a complete junkie. He knocks on your door, says, I want your house, starts insulting you, saying that you never meant anything and you can only, you know, your house is only up because of ours, all of that bullshit. And wouldn't that leave a bad taste in your mouth? And, you know, knowing that you have to continue to live beside this guy, I'm pretty sure you'd look at him a different way. You know, people can ignore, but obviously there is still going to be a stigma there. And should I take the stairs? No, I'm going to walk around. But you're still going to look at this person a different way. I mean, unless you're completely oblivious, you're not going to see your next door neighbor as the same again. So I don't really understand how you cannot take this as just, oh, whatever, he's just talking out of his ass and nothing's going to happen. You guys are overblowing this, right? Sure, you know, you know, if you're a Canadian, and you know, obviously you just want to stay in your own bubble. And if you're from the U.S., I don't know who this guy's from. He never said, but if you're from the U.S., you know, you obviously don't understand how hurtful this is to the relationship between our two countries. So, you know, I'm just kind of, how do I say it? A bit WTF, I guess, about it. But it's not only that. I mean, you yourself, whoever you are that emailed me, basically doesn't give a shit, and you're just kind of like, oh, everyone's making a big deal out of all of this. You know, if you are from the U.S., you have to realize that even though your comment that you said right now about it's not a big deal, you know, it makes a different reflection on you. I don't know who you are, but you know, I'll always remember you're somebody that said, you know, it's not that big of a deal that our president is going to be taking over your country, or threatening or making fun of taking over your country. I mean, how would this go if it was the reverse? If Canada started saying, hey, we're going to take over the United States. You know, I've said it in previous videos that, you know, most likely all the MAGA dorks, I got that from Josh, are probably going to go in an uproar, grab their like guns, and start shooting across the border. So, you know, things go kind of two ways, and I don't feel that, you know, the U.S. side majority, I almost got hit again, is taking it as serious as they should. And that it goes on our side of the border as well. You know, there's some people, if they're Canadians, that just don't care and they just want to go about their day. So yeah, oh, this is a scooter. You can basically ride, God damn this, okay. You can basically rent these. You can take it, download the app, and it's a few ringgits per every 10 minutes or something like that. And you can ride around town. So I've ridden on them, but the only thing about Malaysia is if you kind of see the sidewalk here, it's not always flat. And you know, you're supposed to ride on the road, and also the road is not always flat as well. So I took one and I almost landed on my face just because I hit an uneven patch. So since then I'm decided I'm just gonna walk instead. But yeah, what I was saying is that, you know, comments live with people for a while, and you know, your email stuck out to me because you felt it wasn't that big of a deal. And it's a big deal to a lot of people here. And not only that, it's just a sense of betrayal as well. So, you know, I'm not gonna talk about businesses. I talk about businesses a lot, and you know, we know how they feel about Canada. It's just really about our money, and they want us to spend money back in the United States again. But it's also a betrayal from some of the everyday citizens that are just kind of like nonchalant about this, and just kind of not even like apathetic, not just with their own country and what they're doing, but apathetic about what their quote unquote what their country's doing to their quote unquote friends, which is us and the rest of the world. So yeah, it's a betrayal there, and I wish everybody would kind of open their eyes and get out of their bubble. I mean, I'll use me as an example. I was always in my own bubble, and I really didn't kind of tune into things until I started my channel. And that's when I really kind of started noticing the bullying, the bullying of how the United States has treated Canada and the Allies for like decades. So yeah, I think for me, yeah, I'm a late bloomer. I know a lot of people are going to say in the comments, they're going to, even though I say this in my video right now, people are going to say, GTL, you're so naive and you didn't know about this. They've been doing it for decades. I know, so you don't have to comment that in the comments. But I feel everything's being exposed now, and the true colors are coming out. So back to the 51st state stuff. It's just not cool. And the more that it happens, I mean, I think it was maybe 4 or 5 months since the Taco Tuesday said it last. It kind of died down for a little bit, but for me personally, I feel like he's trying to stir the pot because the Kuzma negotiations are coming up. But that's just my my guess. But yeah, I'm just wanted to state, why are we actually pissed off? And it's not a joke, to be honest. I mean, to me, it's not a joke. And do we joke about 9/11? Do we joke about any other incidents that have happened in the United States? No, we don't. We help you. And I just feel that when it comes to our Salvadoran, people are joking about it, and you got. I'm not even talking about the Taco Tuesday supporters. I mean, it's those even on the left that kind of say it's not that big of a deal, or referring back to that couple that I saw here in Malaysia who. They sounded like a Democrat, they looked like a Democrat, and they were actually talking about how it would be economically beneficial if Canada joined the United States. And I was like, what the fuck? So it happens, and I think there's the everyday U.S. citizen. If I went to say random cities around the United States and started asking, hey, what do you guys think about Canada? I'm sure a lot of them would have no idea what anything about what's going on with Canada, and I'm pretty sure some of them might not even know where Canada is. But it's not a joke to us, and I feel like I needed to speak up. I wanted to say something about this as well because it didn't sit right with me. Somebody saying it's overblown, but at the same time as well, I want to get the thoughts and opinions from the viewers. Do you think the 51st state stuff is overblown and it's a joke? Or do you feel that we have a right to be upset about it? I know every Canadian is, what your opinion is going to be. I know everyone's going to be upset about it. But I'm curious to hear what the international viewers think about the 51st state stuff. I know Greenland and Denmark can relate to us. We kind of share a same conflict and the same enemy right now. So yeah, I want to hear everybody's response on this. I mean, do you feel that the 51st state stuff is quote unquote overblown and just a joke? So let me know in the comments below. And yeah, I'm gonna end this now. I need to get inside. It is, I don't normally sweat here. I mean, it's just hot, but now I'm actually dripping sweat, which is probably the humidity and the feels like 42 parts. So I'm going to end this video now and try to see if I can get in some aircon. Thanks everyone. I'll catch you in the next video.